Hello again. Today I thought we'd take a look at suspended chords. Now a suspended chord is a chord that doesn't have a third degree. If you think about when we looked at triads in the series of tutorials, we said that like a major triad has the formula 1, 3 and 5, a minor triad has the formula 1, flat 3 and 5. Well, the suspended chord doesn't have that third degree, it just has a 1 and a 5. Now we have actually already seen that because we looked at power chords in another one of these tutorials, just a 1 and a 5 in there. That is a suspended chord. But what I thought I'd look at today is some variations on that, namely suspended second, suspended fourth. And what those chords do is they actually add in an extra degree. A 2 in the case of the suspended second and fourth in the case of the suspended fourth. We'll take a look at the suspended fourth chord first, because it might be one that you're more familiar with, even if you didn't know that was what you were listening to. Let's think about C major scale, which is C, D, E, F, G, A and B. Back to C. Now in that scale, if we were playing the C major triad, we take the C, which is the first degree, E, which is the third degree, and G, which is the fifth. To make a suspended fourth chord, instead of taking the third degree of E, we take the fourth degree of F. So we'd have C, F and G. We put those together in a chord, we get this. Compare the sound of that, what's known as a C sus4 chord, 1, 4 and 5, to a straight C major chord, 1, 3 and 5. C sus4, C major. So it has got a different sound to it. Quite common actually, just playing those two together, the major sus4. That combination of alternating between the major and the sus4 chord, I'm pretty sure you'll have heard that already if you remember the Queen tune Crazy Little Thing Called Love, which goes between a D and a D sus4. Yeah. Another variation on that is Van Halen's Panama. Something like that. So there is the sus4 chord. It's quite a nice sound. Another one to talk about is the sus2 chord, and what that does is it takes the suspended chord with 1 and a 5 and adds in a second degree. So let's think of an example here. A major sounds like that, 1 with a 1, 3 and 5. But if we take that third degree and remove it, take it down to a second degree, we get a sus2 chord, which I think has got quite a nice sound. So that's major chord and suspended second, sus2 chord. So a couple of new chord types there. Useful to know. You can use the suspended second or the suspended fourth basically anywhere where you would use a triad, if you think. In the case of if you're playing in the key of C major, the one chord there is C. So you could play a C triad, C major 7, or you could play C sus2, or you could play C sus4. If you remember from when we looked at triads and seventh chords, what we said is as you move through each degree of the parent major scale and you build a triad on each degree, sometimes you'll need to raise or lower a degree, either a third or a flat third or a fifth or a flat fifth, to make sure that the notes in the chord that you're playing all relate back to the parent major scale, the key that you're playing in. The same is true of the second and fourth degrees that you could add into a sus2 or a sus4 chord. These are less common, but they are sort of theoretically correct. So if you think about in the key of C major, so if you're playing the E chord, you'd be playing an E minor, 1, flat 3, 5, E, G and B, because those three notes are diatonic to the key of C major. Now the second degree of E is F sharp, and that's not diatonic to the key of C major. So if we're playing in the key of C major and we wanted to play a Sus2 chord on the 3rd degree of E, what we'd have to do is actually play a Sus flat 2. So have the formula 1, flat 2 and 5. Okay, similarly, if you think about the 4th chord in the key of C major, that's an F major chord, 1, 3 and 5, F, A, C. Now if we wanted to play the Sus4 chord on F, with formula 1, 4 and 5, the 4th degree of F major is B flat, so we'd end up with a chord with a note in that's not diatonic to the key of C major. What we can do, we still want some kind of B note on that 4th degree, so we have to raise it by a semitone from B flat to B natural. So instead of playing a 4, we're playing a sharp 4. So the chord there with 1, sharp 4, 5 will be a Sus sharp 4. So say theoretically correct, but you probably come across those a lot less frequently than you would just make normal Sus4s and Sus2 chords. So it's a useful thing to have in your vocabulary, the suspended 2nd, suspended 4th chords. They can just add a bit more colour and flavour to D chord progressions. So as with all the other chords we look at, sit down with your copy of PhatPhish, put it into arpeggio mode, dial in like the Sus2 or the Sus4 arpeggio chords, and try and find some fingerings. It's fairly easy actually, because they're only a note away from a triad, if you like, to take a shape that you already know and then figure out how to modify it. So like in the case of that D major D Sus4 that I was playing before, we know the D major chord down here with the open, say the open 4th and 5th string, 2nd fret of the G, 3rd fret of the B, and the 2nd fret of the E string. That gives us a D major chord. Now if you know the formula of the scale, you'll know that the F sharp there on the top string is the 3rd degree. If we raise that by a semitone, it gets us to the 4th, so we can just take that existing shape and modify it by moving that finger up by 1 fret, or in this case just use the little finger underneath the ring finger. Takes us to a suspended 4th chord. Think of say a major chord up here, so like a D major chord, a bar chord shape at the 5th fret, where you're barring the 6th, 5th and 1st strings at the 5th fret, and the 4th, 3rd and 2nd strings at the 7th. That gives you a D major chord. Now the 3rd degree of the D major chord there is on the 2nd string. On the B string, it's the 7th fret. What we want to do, so to get a Sus2 chord, would be to go down 2 semitones from the 3rd to the 2nd degree. So what we can do is, instead of barring all 3 strings there, the 2nd, 3rd and 4th, at the 7th fret, just play the 3rd and 4th strings at the 7th fret, and use the 5th fret bar to play the 2nd string at the 5th fret, and that gives us a D Sus2 chord. So again, sit down with a chord dictionary or a copy of PhatPhish and just experiment and find some shapes that are comfortable for you to play, and get used to the sound of them. Incorporate them into your playing, because they do add a bit more variety than just playing say straight triad type chords all the time. So there you go, a quick introduction to Sus2 and Sus4 chords. Something for you to get familiar with the sound of, find a few useful fingerings for, and incorporate it into your chord vocabulary. Okay, so that's all for now, and I'll catch you in another video sometime soon. Bye for now.